Mittwoch, 11 Uhr. Herzlich willkommen, meine Damen und Herren.
Translation starts in a couple of seconds.
Verschwörungserzählungen über den Angriffskrieg in der Ukraine. In einem Forschungspapier analysiert das Center for Monitoring, Analyse und Strategie, inwieweit sich russische Desinformation und Verschwörungserzählungen rund um den Angriffskrieg in der breiten Bevölkerung verfangen. Hierfür wurden mittels einer repräsentativen Stichprobe der deutschen Bevölkerung Daten erhoben, die Aufschluss darüber geben, wer Verschwörungserzählungen zum Ukraine-Krieg zustimmt und wer eher immun ist gegen solche Propaganda. Das Gesamtergebnis zeigt, dass zumindest ein Großteil der deutschen Bevölkerung verschwörungsideologischen Aussagen.
So, conspiracy narratives about the war of aggression in Ukraine. The overall result shows that at least a large part of the German population is opposed to conspiracy ideology statements in the context of war. EU Commission launches platform for young people's wishes for the future with the interactive website Give Your Vision a Voice. The EU Commission is giving young Europeans' opinions and voices a new platform. Young people from all EU countries can upload their personal wishes for the future in the form of a sound message to a database. The focus is on all future issues that concern Europeans: climate change, integration, security, education, and much more. The new platform is now available online and is part of the European Youth Year of Youth. Identifying and fighting enemies of the Constitution in security agencies. Last week, a Federal Minister of the Interior, Faeser, and the President of the Federal Office for the Protection of the Constitution, Haldenwang, presented the new situation report on right-wing extremists, Reich citizens, and self-administrators in security agencies. According to the report, 327 employees of the federal and state security authorities were found to have actual indications of aspirations against the free democratic basic order. Mayor Barometer 2022, the annual survey of the German Institute of Urban Affairs, shows that compared to the previous year, significantly more mayors rate climate as the most important current field of action for municipalities. The most urgent challenges currently facing cities include climate protection, coronavirus measures, and the creation of affordable housing. This is one of the results of this year's DPT City survey, which was conducted in January and February 2022. Thus, for the first time and by a clear margin, climate issues take the top spot among the currently most important fields of action and are mentioned by almost 2/3 of the cities. And now the weekly article, Pictures Without Words, and as usual, please look at these pictures for about 10 seconds without any comments from my part. In the following presentation, Anna Rau informs about the General Assembly of the European Forum for Urban Security, which took place last week in Riga, with the focus on member cities in Eastern European countries. After 2 years of a pandemic break, the European Forum for Urban Safety met on May the 12th in the town hall of the Latin city, Riga. So Cities Help Cities was the headline of the conference with 16 European countries, with a focus on Eastern European cities. Two from Hungary and Vilnius. In France, IFUS has added 30 new members. And considering the situation of refugees, the partnership with the Federation of Polish Metropoles is extremely important. Vice President of IFUS, Christian Specht, focused on the impacts of the refugee crisis in many European cities. Besides the challenges to integrate Ukrainian refugees in structures, it is also important to consider to organize the arrangement of Russian and Ukrainian refugees in our cities. Besides the concrete partnership with our members, EFUS participates in 16 European projects. After 3 years of research on the policies of urban security, the project Icarus in the framework of Horizon 2020 will provide us with important information from Berlin, Mannheim, Stuttgart and Freiburg, and other people from EFUS participated in the General Assembly. Further information on EFUS can be drawn from the website of EFUS. Thank you very much, Anna Rao. The scientific report on the main topic of this year's German Prevention Day, which is Children in the Focus of Prevention, is published barrier-free on our website. In the following presentation, we deal again with one of the aspects of this report. When I was a child and when I was at school, I used to be bored and I didn't know why. And now the situation is clear. And why? Because many of the things I had to learn at school had nothing to do with my life, and nobody clarified why I had to learn this content. So education must be more comprehensive. We have to explain why specific contents have to be learned, and we have to approach people at 360 degrees so that schools are places where human beings can really find themselves and develop themselves. The pedagogic climate crisis is an important concept, and it is important to focus on that and also on the weaknesses of the education system. One of the problems is that learning is focused on the cognitive process, and so in schools we tend to focus a lot on what can be measured, and what is not measurable is neglected. For example, creativity. Creativity can hardly be measured, but plays a very important role in education. And then we also have the fact that by focusing on measurable contents, we focus on teaching contents that can be measured, but we lose the meaningfulness of what is being learned by kids and teens. So children have to learn without knowing why they're learning that. From a pedagogical viewpoint, we have to consider that coronavirus measures have been extremely important from a healthcare perspective, but from an educational viewpoint, they led to side effects. And so concretely, we can see that we have deficits in the cognitive process, also problems in the psychosocial development of children, and also the physical fitness has suffered from the coronavirus measures. So, based on empirical results, we have to say that these measures have led to disadvantage for the educational process, especially for children who are more vulnerable. And so we have a sort of inequality in terms of education in our country, which has increased. So we have to understand what measures we can implement in order to strengthen education again. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Preventions TV on Wednesday. At the end of the presentations, you will have some practical impulse and some speeches. I wish you profitable listening and also an interesting discussion if you wanted to participate after midday. So stay healthy, stay optimistic, and see you next week. Bye-bye.